I was there the day they stole her childhood. Even 20 years later, I can still see 12-year-old Nneoma dancing in the village square, her wrapper flowing like butterfly wings, unaware that it would be her last dance as a free child. The next morning, they would dress her in bridal outfits to meet a man 3 times her age. None of us knew then that we were watching a child walk to her doom. I was only 10 when it happened, Nneoma's closest friend and neighbor. Our mothers traded together in the village market, and we spent our evenings playing Sue and telling stories under the Eudora tree. Just as Nneoma was dancing as usual close to the Eudora tree, Adana cheered her up. Nneoma's mom walked towards her to give her the message of her marriage to Chief Obi the next day. Nneoma became sad instantly and begged her mom not to let her get married to an older man, but the mom didn't have a say because in Abe village women didn't have an opinion when it comes to marriage. Nena begged me to help her, but I'm just a child like she is. All through the night Adana couldn't sleep because she couldn't believe her parents would give her off to a man 3 times her age, someone old enough to be her grandfather. The next morning, Nena was dressed in very colorful outfits decorated in white and red coral beads for her marriage traditional rite, which symbolizes purity. Chief Obi arrived with his people bearing gifts for the bride's family to accept in exchange for their daughter. The ceremony went on and I watched from a distance how my childhood friend became a shadow of herself. After the marriage rite, Adana followed her husband back home, and everyone went about their normal business. Chief Odigu's house sat close to the highest hill, watching over our village like a predator's den. He already had 2 wives, all silent shadows who moved like ghosts through his compound. There were rumors round the village that these women were treated like slaves in their husband's house, but all these were rumors. No one had evidence of what happened in Chief Obi's compound, and besides he was a very wealthy man and as such his wives should be well taken care of. 2 months later, I started receiving disturbing letters and hearing rumors in the village about my friend Nneoma. But I couldn't do anything about the letters, I was just a child. The letters came for months, each one more desperate than the last. The chief beats me when I speak too loudly, she wrote. His other wives do not speak at all. I am becoming a ghost in this house. No one sees me. No one hears me. I ran to my mother with each letter, tears streaming down my face. But she would only sigh and feed the papers to the flames. A woman must endure, she would say. A woman must carry pain like a basket on her head. Then the letter stopped. It was during harvest season when things turned darker. After 2 years of marriage, Nneoma had borne no children. In our community, a barren woman was cursed, and Chief Obi's rage grew with each passing moon. One stormy night, she appeared at our compound, her wrapper soaked in blood. Her mother tried to hide her, but word spread quickly. The chief's men came before dawn, dragging her back. She belongs to her husband, they said. That was the last time anyone helped her. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, but we didn't hear from friend Nena. Until that fateful day. The day everything changed. Some men sighted a figure on a Sunday morning, beneath the Eudora tree where we once played. On approaching the tree, a lifeless figure was sighted and everyone screamed seeing that it was Nena lying lifeless under the Eudora tree. Next to her lay a clay bowl of poison. In her hand was a letter written in charcoal on dried plantain leaf, "Let me be the last." Not quite long it began to rain and thunder strikes were heard all over the place. By morning, a rumor spread that a ghost was seen standing close under the Eudora tree during the rain last night. The whispers began that very night. Chief Odegu woke up screaming, clawing at his face as if invisible hands were pressing against his throat. By morning, he was found dead with no explanations to what had happened. One by one, the men who had beaten their wives, who had turned love into chains, fell sick. Some lost their voices. Some lost their minds. And some saw her. A shadow in the corners of their homes. A whisper in the wind. A presence pressing against their chest as they slept. The elders called for cleansing rituals, but the women of our village stood up. No, they said. We will not forget her. That day, everything changed. New laws were made. Girls could no longer be married before their 18th birthday. Women could leave abusive marriages without shame. A woman's suffering was no longer her cross to bear alone. Today, a small shrine stands where the Eudora tree once grew. Young girls leave flowers there before their weddings, asking Nneoma's spirit to watch over them. Some say on quiet nights, when the moon hangs low and the wind whispers through the trees, you can still hear her voice, not in pain anymore, but singing a song of freedom.